Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer, we do a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything from weather to life in general. And of course, if you are brand new to the show and you're attending it live, you can ask your questions in the chat. Feel free to ask there, and there are no dumb questions here, so feel free to ask whatever questions just pop into your head. And of course, if you are watching this after the fact, you can always send me an email to Kris@miniwargaming.com. That's a K-R-I-S. Some of you guys like to spell it C-H, but it's a K. K. A K. It's like that. K? No, the other way. K. No. K that way. There we go. No. Either way, I messed it up. Yeah. So, of course, you can ask your questions there. And if you are a, first-time viewer, or if you've been watching for a while and you had a question, of course, you also want some help on a color scheme or anything like that, a commission painting service, you want to drum spectral exposure, whatever the reason. I always like getting your emails. Of course, when you do send me emails, if you are going to send me pictures, send them as attachments in the email so that, I just don't like getting sent to other sites and then they got ads and stuff like that running, and I just, it's a pain. It's a pain. Please just send it as an attachment in the email, and of course, I'll be happy. And I usually get through all the emails. We are actually not too far behind on the emails. I'm only a few about a week, almost 2 weeks behind, but that's okay because we're good though. We're still good. We're gonna get through all the emails today. We're gonna get caught up on emails today. And so, yeah, and of course, I'd like to thank my patrons for their support. Of course, if you want to contribute, I only ever charge for Way the Brush, although I do other, live casts and other videos, stuff like that. I don't ever charge for those. I only ever charge my patrons for Way the Brush. That's where, I'm getting all the support from. And so, yeah, I'd like to make this the best online live show possible. And so, yeah, I'm always looking to improve things and, get things happening. So, if you are attending live and you are asking in the chat, of course, myself or the monkeys will answer your questions. And if I don't get to your questions, the monkeys sure will. And the monkeys are very knowledgeable folk. And I can see Aqua's already here today. I can see Dark Commission. Hey, Kris, and all monkey folk. Tavo, hey yeah, Sir Peanut Butter, oh boy. Johnny Chop Chop, sup. Ebb and Flow, sup everybody. Vasily Shimko, hail Supreme Monkey Commander and not Supreme not commanding monkeys. Whoa, what? And not Supreme not commanding monkeys. Ebb and Flow, why are you throwing gang signs? Gang signs? Was that a gang sign? No, I thought I was doing a K. What's a K? K is I don't know. Maybe it is a gang sign. I don't know. Maybe I am throwing gang signs. Maybe I am. The Grunt Orc. Hey, hi, Kris and the monkeys. A long time no see. Long time no see. The Grunt Orc, yeah. Been a while since I seen you. Nick Dumont. Hey, y'all. What's everyone working on? Painting up some Blood Bowl box for next game. For the local game store. Jeez Louise. Cool. What Blood Bowl faction are you working on? I like Blood Bowl. One of our good friends, Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl, aka Guymere Alfer, who took the time, donated his time, write our email jingles for our email segments. So It's always fun. And of course, if you go over to his channel, he's always playing Blood Bowl, him and his mates. And it's always good for a laugh. Tune in, listen to them. It's always fun. My favorite faction, though, for Blood Bowl is humans. Although, you know, like the one-off games, humans, you know, it's kind of tough, you know, to get some wins with them. But, you know, like they're kind of the middle of the round, middle ground kind of guys, right? I mean, like, you know, they got good agility, they got good armor, so they're kind of in the middle. So they should be able to do most things, right? Whereas, you know, like elves are very skewed towards agility versus, you know, orcs, which are better armors, but they're a little bit slower, and elves a little bit faster, more agility. You know what I mean? So you can have these kind of skews, and so you really kind of have to play to your own strengths, and which is, I find fun with humans. And so, yeah, that's why I play humans. It's probably the only faction, the only time I play humans in any of these games is Blood Bowl. I don't know why. I don't play elves in Blood Bowl. I just, you know, I don't feel it necessary. I like the humans, you know, playing football, playing the football. Dark Vision, the Sign Butcher. Yeah, the Sign Butcher. I can't do it. Dark Vision, painting a sexy, scantily clad lady pirate, 75 mil. Cool. Send pics when you're done, please. Please send pics. Ebb and Flow, boiling peanuts. Boiling peanuts. Boiling peanuts? Really? That's what an Ebb and Flow does on his Saturday afternoon. He boils peanuts. Why are you boiling peanuts? Are you making peanut butter? Are you going to make a peanut pot pie? What else would you be doing? Why would you boil peanuts? I don't know. Make them softer? Baby food? You're making baby food? Derek Luderus, what do you think about the news from Forgeworld? The Legion upgrade disappearing. Stuff disappears from their catalog all the time. I mean, I bet you over the years, well, since they really got into the Horse Heresy stuff, their catalog got really big. But way back in the day, I mean, I still have some of their first catalogs. And, I mean, there was a lot of stuff they offered way back in the day. Some really cool looking models that, you know, were really awesome. But you can't get them no more. And, I mean, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. I mean, yeah, I mean, I suppose people are being very vocal about this right now because Horse Heresy is a big thing. And there's a lot of players. And there's a lot of people who love the game system. And, you know what I mean? And love this aspect of Warhammer 40,000. And I suppose it's unfortunate, but maybe they're getting ready. I mean, like, those molds get old, you know? And, I mean, if they're not selling, they ain't producing, right? I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, it's not like they're sitting there going, ha, 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 how can we screw over all the players today? Let's take out Eldar and make them not available anymore. Ha, 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 ha. You know, like, I don't think they're doing that kind of thing. That seems kind of crazy. I mean, you know, if that particular line was popular, it would have sold more. And what sells is going to keep going in their lines. If people aren't buying the models, they're not going to continue producing them. And then if there's really a long spell, they're probably just going to drop them altogether. Because you're going to make way for new and more impressive things. And maybe that's a sign of things to come for them. Maybe, you know, they're not going to support the regular Space Marines. Maybe they're going to gear stuff more towards the Primaris stuff, which, you know, doesn't really make sense because, I mean, the Primaris stuff, like the shoulder pads, they're the same shoulder pads across both lines, right, of regular Space Marines and Primaris Space Marines. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's their plans? I mean, I think it's just simple economics. I mean, I'm thinking the stuff wasn't selling. Simple as that. Just, you know. I mean, that's the only reason. I mean, like, there was stuff in the Eldar line. I mean, like the Eldar Corsairs. You can't get the regular Corsairs. You can get the heavy weapons, but you can't get the regular Corsairs anymore. Why they dropped them, I have no idea. It seemed like there was a lot of people getting into Corsairs. They expanded on them in the book, but then they kind of dropped some stuff from them in 8th edition, when 8th edition came out from the book. You could still play with them, but, you know what I mean? Like, you can't get them anymore. And I mean, like, it's just, you know, and, like, why bother putting out the kit for the new jet bikes if you weren't going to continue to support that particular little line, right? So, again, it might be there wasn't not enough sales. Don't know. Ram V, hey monkeys, hey Kris, hey Nick Dumont, humans and orcs, the starter box. Cool. Oh, that's what you're painting up? Cool. Sofa Bear, hey Kris, hey Sofa Bear. Mad Maxim 81, hey Kris and monkeys, long time no see, long time no see. Eldari Lamborghini, what's the word today, monkeys? What is the word today? Do we have a magic? Are we going to start like the Pee Wee Herman show where we have a magic word of the day? You know, it's like peanuts. Ah! I don't know. Hey, there's an echo in my room. Ah! It's almost like a tinny echo. Ah! Ah! Ha ha! Ebb and flow at Kris. Boiled peanuts are a southern thing. Put some south in your mouth. Well, I guess it's better than if it was in Australia, right? With some down under. Dustin Reeve asked the squats what happened when you don't sell models. Exactly. Exactly. What happened to the squats? Right? What was the reason for dropping squats from 40K? Because they kept them in fantasy for the longest time, right? What was the reason in 40K? Don't know. Derek Ludacris. Not putting on my tinfoil hat over this. Just looking for perspective. Yeah, I think it's just that they weren't selling. And I mean, like, you know, they have, like, in their warehouse, I'm sure they're up to here in molds. And they're going, okay, well, what's not selling? Okay, well, let's get rid of these molds. We'll just do another limited run for whatever people are out there who really, really want them. This is their last chance to get this stuff. And you know what? They're telling people it's their last chance, right? They're saying, we're retiring these kits. So if you want them, get them now. I didn't get that notice when they did that for the Eldar Corsairs. I didn't get that notice. You know, when they stopped selling Eldar Firestorms, I didn't get that notice. And so at least, you know, Horse Heresy people, I mean, at least be thankful that the Forgeworld saying, you know what, this is going to be a limited release. It's going to be gone soon. So here's your chance to get it, all that stuff. Hey, at least you're getting afforded that chance. I didn't get that chance to pick up those kits, you know, before they got rid of them. So, you know, count your lucky stars that they're even considering it. Because they don't have to. It's their business. I mean, like, if if you're that upset, don't buy their crap anymore, right? You know, vote with your dollar kind of thing, right? If you're that upset with the company, don't buy their crap. Simple as that. Hey y'all, Prawn Ham Dance just dropped by to say hi. Is the girlfriend's birthday, so I'm not free to watch the show. Also, I am sad about the Legion upgrades. Need to buy a few Alpha Legion sets at Warhammer Fest. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, man, at least they're telling everybody. At least they're saying, you know what, guys? Here's what we're getting rid of. You want it? Buy it now. You know what I mean? It's not like the stuff is just bloop, just disappearing from, you know, from the internets, as it were, you know. Optimus Prime over on Twitch. Are you from Mini Wargaming? I am from Mini Wargaming, yes. I am Mini Wargamer Kris. I am the painter for the Quick Tip video series. So if you are a Vault member, then you're very familiar with my work. If you're not a Vault member, well then I would strongly suggest you get a Vault membership because it kicks ass. And it's, you know, it's awesome. It's, you know, it's the best. It's best, bro. It's best. Ghost of Starman Alex. I think they would discontinue all Eldar models if Gim was in charge. Well, thankfully, Gim is not in charge. And yeah, no, I'll just be thankful Gim's not in charge. Razia, whoa, what are we talking about? We're talking about Forgeworld getting rid of the Horse Heresy. What is it, like the Mark II, Mark III stuff? Some earlier stuff. I mean, the stuff that's been sitting on their shelves probably for ages, and they're just looking at it going, this stuff ain't moving. Let's do a blowout sale. You know? So. Raziel, hey, for once I'm not slacking off at work to watch the show. Cool. Proud Hamnets, also the White Scars and Thousand Suns and Alfarius. This is going to hurt my wallet. It is. But you know what? Maybe this is just a thing where they say, you know what? Let's try this. We were sitting on this stuff. People were hemming and hawing about getting into the game. Let's say we're getting rid of it. And if it all sells, then maybe they'll do like another limited run. You know what I mean? Like maybe they'll just, you know, might be the way they're going to do things from now. And they're going to say, we're getting rid of this. Everybody wants it. Buy it now. And then it just sells like hotcakes, right? Because it's going to go away. Like when Space Hulk came out. When the reissue of Space Hulk came out, right? It's limited run. It's only going to be a few copies. Bang, they sold like hotcakes, right? And then what, 2 years later? Oh, we're doing another run of Space Hulk. They said they weren't going to do another run. They said it was going to be a limited run. Just one run. And they did another run. They lied. They lied. So, you know, just to drum up, you know, excitement over the product, right? Ghost Diamond Alex, if I remember rightly, GW officially said that they discontinued squads because their creative team had no idea what to do with them. Sure. Dark Commission, X-Wing 2.0 looks good, but is a money grab too. Any thoughts? You know what? I don't play a lot of X-Wing, so I can't say. But I mean, you know, fantasy. What is it? Final Fantasy Flight games. They got to make their dollar too. You know what I mean? Like they gotta upkeep sales and they gotta keep the popularity going. And you know, I mean, Star Wars is Star Wars. I mean, it's practically an institution now, right? So I don't know. Voice of the Emperor. Afternoon. Can't stay for the duration. Heading out in an hour to my friend's leaving a party as he's moving away to do his PhD. Wow, cool. Okay, well, have fun. Be safe and, you know, don't overdo it. Or overdo it, have a big blowout, and, you know, send him off to his PhD with a great big hangover. Great Death Angel. Hey, all, I missed out on buying the old emulator for the sisters. Yeah, that's another one. Not so much a fan of the over-the-top Ornette model. I'm coming here after watching Steve panic over how much better DW bikers are. DW. Oh, Death Watch. Yeah, because that's right, because the Death Watch are coming out. That's right. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, what's left is the Heretics, right? Because we've got Xenos, which is the Death Watch. We got Malice, which is Grey Knights, right? And then we need the Heretic, which is the Sisters, right? So we need Sisters. So maybe, you know, in another couple of years, we'll see the Plastic Sisters, and, you know, we'll have Ordo's Heretic. Maybe. You don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I haven't a clue. Seriously, hello, Kris. Been forever since I caught the show live. Well, welcome. Aqua, I'm here. Sup? Matthew Adami. All the Mark II stuff. And 3 is plastic. Is plastic. Like GW already sells it in plastics? I didn't realize that. I thought it was all resin still. Because I know like the Mark IV you can get in plastic now, right? So you don't have to buy the Mark IV from Forgeworld anymore. Because they're the only ones producing that one. So, I don't know. I have no idea what it is that they're getting rid of. I know it's a select thing of what they're getting rid of. So, yeah. Anthony B. Shotgun Coffee. Damn, I'm late. Yeah, you are late. I got an early start today, so I already polished off all my coffee. Which is why I'm, you know, feeling pretty good right now. So, I just got a little bit of water, you know, so. Just to keep the throat from getting too parched while I'm gum flapping here. Voice of the Emperor. It's going to be spectacular. Spectacular. Dark Commission. There's some good deals on a pre-order X-Wing 2. I'll definitely have to buy in. Cool. Yeah, I mean, like, and also too, I mean, with an edition change, it also keeps the game fresh, right? And it's a big tournament kind of game, so, you know, it's got to have a pretty steady rule set, right? Pretty solid rule set. And so I'm sure there's probably a few things that have been exploited over the while for X-Wing, and this new edition is probably going to adjust that. Hopefully it's not a huge game kind of change. I couldn't really see them doing that, alienating their entire community, because, I mean, X-Wing, I think, is the most popular game right now? Is still the most popular game right now, so I can't really see them doing that. I can't really see them wanting to deliberately hobble themselves in that regard, because I mean, once you're on top, you know what I mean. Like you're planning out ways to stay on top, kind of thing, right? So yeah. Seriously, Kris, I would love to see Deepkin Leviathan on my painting tips. Yeah, you may. I do really like the kit. Just a big turtle, you know. I know. I've been pondering how I would do that kit. All the kits, like the sharks, the eels. so many ideas. Some are silly, like I want to do them all like Finding Nemo colors, you know what I mean? Like I'd like to do big dory fish and stuff like that. And then there's some other, you know, kind of crazy, wilder kind of fish schemes, and, you know, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Johnny's Chop Shop. I do have to get sized for a tinfoil hat, or one size fits all. Typically, one size fits all for tinfoil hats. Shockingly, they're not specific to any particular user. So, you know, there is that. Eldari Lamborghini Sisters were announced for 2019. That's right, 2019. Man, that's less than half a year away. Well, but more than half a year away. Well, almost half a year away. And then probably a couple months after that, it'll probably be some sort of splash in probably the second quarter. I'm guessing second quarter, 2019. Yeah, Defcon, yeah. Vasily Shimko, yeah. Sisters will be released 2019. Yep. Anthony B. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze came out for Switch today. There goes my weekend. Oh, the Switch. I was like, the Switch? What the hell, Switch? What is this? Because first thing I'm thinking of, when you say Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, that sounds like a drink to me. So, I have not seen the Switch. I mean, I've seen, well, one of the guys here has a Switch. I saw it briefly. I wasn't like, you know, wow, I gotta get this thing, you know. And plus, too, I remember when it first came out, there was a lot of problems with it. It had, like, a lot of issues. But, yeah, so, I don't know. I mean, great, Donkey Kong, awesome. Who's not a fan of Donkey Kong? I mean, what is it? Mario, Yoshi, Donkey Kong. You know, those are the staples of the Nintendo line. So, yeah. Seriously, 10 out of 10, Nemo Leviathan. Like, do them like this, like the turtles from Finding Nemo. That'd be very cool because their shells were imitating tie-dye, right? Because they were like all stoner hippie type of turtles. And I should do like their back shell like a tie-dye shirt. How like they look on Nemo. There's an idea for any of you guys picking up these kits. I'm gonna try it when and if I ever get around to the kit. I have no idea, but yeah. Where the hell am I? Oh, Ghost of Cyberman Deluxe. It looks like you can build a Leviathan without the elves on the back. Perfect model for Dragon Turtle in D&D. Cool. Yeah, you can. The Howdah just sits right on top of that shell. It's like just, and it just sits there, which looks cool. But yeah, you could leave it off and just have a big flying turtle. I think it's so you can get to that turtle shell nicely, you know. I like the way GW has been doing their kits. Sometimes, I mean, I just finished Marathi, the big snake version. I could not do her in sub-assemblies that made any sense to me. I had to glue the wings on. The pillar that she's coiled around, I tried to take that off. It's still not even glued. It's just tension. It's just the model just sitting there. So, you know, I wanted to do her in sub-assemblies, but it just wasn't in the cards. It's just the way that kit was assembled, and it's just a pain. If you fully assemble your Marathi, the snake version, if you fully assemble it, good luck. It's an exercise in patience because, man, it's a pain to get into some of those places. Thankfully, though, you know, hopefully Games Workshop continues to make great kits, but give us the opportunity to really kind of paint some of the stuff. Like I'm currently doing Lotan, the guy who's got the octopus on his back, and he can be done without the octopus attached to him. You kind of have to kind of finagle him into place to get him to sit properly, but otherwise, he can be left in 2 sub-assemblies. If anybody's been watching the videos, you'll see that I've left them in 2 parts. Dark Commission. Tinfoil hat size is a conspiracy. Whoa, you just blew my mind there. Raziel. The change in X-Wing is well handled, I think. For 2 years, I've traveled a pretty strong regional competitive circuit. They are keeping all the same models and updating the rules and cards and cardboard. Cool. Aqua, yeah. I'm thinking about getting a Switch for Christmas with Doom. Cool. Anthony B, I love it. My gaming group has finally has really fallen out lately. The wife usually has the remote, so picking up a Switch and playing is a lot of fun. Cool. I've not played it, so I can't say if it's garbage or not. I have no idea. So I will abstain from said opinion. Seriously, should we harass Matt so he places it on your desk, or do you get total freedom over projects you do? I have total freedom over the projects I do. I don't even, are the turtle kits even out? I don't even think they're out yet, are they? Can you buy them yet? I didn't think they were. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's all I do is, you know, Matt, I want this, and he buys it and gets it. Or if we get a shipment of stuff, and sometimes we have doubles, and I say, oh, yeah, I'll take that, and, you know, hand it to me, and it's quick tips, you know. Just so that we're trying to stay a little bit current on, you know, current models being released, you know. Yeah, it'd be nice if we got them really early so that we could release the videos at the same time as the products are being released, but, you know, hey. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? Anthony B. Oh, he's talking to Vasily. Matthew Adami. Kris, do any of you guys listen to Coast AM? I think there's a few of us who've talked about it. I know I used to back in the day before what's his name, George? Before George stopped doing the show, like before he stopped being the host of the show. Yeah. But that was really more when I was listening to the radio more. So when I was back driving, and I was driving nights and stuff, and yeah. Yeah, I used to listen to it every once in a while. Sometimes they talk about some really crazy kind of crap, but otherwise, it was always entertaining. You know, it's always fun. But yeah, why did we go there, Matthew? Is there something we're driving towards? Seriously, pre-order went up today. Oh, the pre-order went up today. Okay, cool. Anthony B, your Rotigus was award-winning. I hope with enough practice I can be as good. Well, thank you. The Rotigus, I honestly could do way more work on it. It needs more work on it. He really wasn't done, in my opinion. Seriously, I'm painting Lotan at the moment, doing the octopus at the moment as a blue ring octopus, so yellow, bright blue, and browns. Oh, very cool. You have to send me pics when you're done. Send me pics when you're done. Send me pics when you're done. Please. Por favor. Picatures. I know that's some pretty butchered sounding Spanish, but, you know, hey, not Spanish. I can barely speak English, for God's sakes. Michael McHugh. Holy moly. Hey Kris, been a while. How you been? I have been good. How have you been? Still gaming these days? Ah, been a while. Holy man. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're still gaming. It's War Machine? Yeah, it was War Machine, right? Everybody used to play tons of War Machine. Anyway, let's do an email because we can, and because yeah. Dustin Reeves, Kris, have you been over to check out the bunker yet? What are your thoughts? Are you going to have a good setup over there? I'm very excited for moving to our new place. Now, I have not seen what my office would look like. From what I understand, the blueprints, there's something with the blueprints. They have to be redone, or there's a more efficient way for something to get done. So basically, a lot of the work that Dave and the Mini Wargaming B squad has been doing doing the facades of the studios. So they've been working on a lot of the, you know, the cherry on top, as it were. And as far as I know, there's still wires and hangers, and, you know, no walls have been put up or anything like that. And as far as my office is concerned, I was mostly happy with where it was and everything like that. I just, you know, just so I have a lot of room and work on my stuff. What I was really looking forward to was there was going to be a sink, basically like a little kitchenette in my office. Because basically the way it is right now is when I want to go change my water, I basically have to walk, I have to walk a ways to get my water. I know, terrible, terrible, poor Chris, I know, but it'd be nice if it was just right there so I could just clean up right there and stuff, and yeah, so. Anyway, Bennos just missed some of the show doing silly adult stuff. And there'd be an artist's worst enemy, themselves, yes. Haroon Turk, I'll donate if I dance. Like, dancing monkey now. Seriously, I think it's nature of that type of model, Anthony. There are always more and more details you can finesse over. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, yeah, most of my models, I mean, like, yeah, I never really feel like they're done. There's something else I could do, and so. But if I don't ever say, screw it, it's done, and I'll play with it, or I'll display it, or whatever, I'd probably never finish a project. So you just got to say at some point, just, it's done, Reziel, got a favorite project of any type at the moment, Chris? No, not really. Not working on anything. I'm still kind of just, chilling, really. Trying to get back into the kind of the swing of getting, stuff happening. I haven't actually been doing a lot of painting. I still have a whole bunch of models to put together. I got more Eldar models, and I was thinking of doing like a little kind of, like a little short little series, basically, or maybe not even quick tips, but just kind of how I did it. Because I'm going to convert my two Wraith, because I've got two of the Get Started boxes for Eldar. They come with 2 Wraith Lords, and I really wanted 2 more Wraith Lords. And, but I want to repose them. And so I was thinking about doing a video, a couple videos on, how I repose them, what my thoughts are, and how my process going through it, right? So I was thinking about filming that and putting it on my channel and, stuff like that. Also, there was also something else I wanted to do for the patrons, and the idea was kicked out a while ago for doing with the patrons was basically doing a paint together. So we'll get together every Sunday, every other Sunday, and we'll paint together. And I was thinking, I don't have the model handy, but I do have a model, and I was going to suggest it to everybody that we get the same model, or at least something similar, and we all paint together. And so. Yes, but I'm going to have to make that as a separate announcement for all the patrons because I think all of us, just the patrons, just sitting together and just, talking about and working through our process and painting a model together. So that when I'm describing a certain thing, it all makes sense because we're all doing the same kind of thing, Something like that. Yeah. So paint together. I'm thinking about a paint together. And so I want to start putting aside time for that and, doing stuff. Also picked up a new video camera. And I've been wanting to film more bat reps and stuff like that. And, yeah, I picked up a fun little camera. Nice and light. And I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good for, doing kind of action stuff. And, yeah, it should be fun. Vasily Shimko, Chris, if I send you an email now, is it possible you'll get it today? Get to it today? It's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't hold my breath, but it's possible. All things are possible. Michael McHugh, not so much these days, just moving back from the States. Should get back into the gaming someday. Cool. Whereabouts are we moving? Same general area? We're going to be moving downtownish towards the bridge. There's a... was it King Street, I think it is, and we're gonna have a whole building. We're gonna have like 10 times the space. It's gonna be huge. We're gonna have big gaming areas. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be kick ass is what it's gonna be. It's the only way to describe it. It's gonna be kick ass. Matthew Demi, is the bunker project on schedule or are you overrunning? I actually would assume, I don't know, but I'm assuming we are not on schedule. But then again, I don't know what the schedule is, so I can't say. So, yeah. So that's a guess. I'm not in on those meetings. Excuse me. Anthony B, how is it? How it's made? Mini Wargamer Chris edition. Yeah, exactly. Well, because I mean, like, some people out there might be a little, leery or afraid of, taking the plunge and start cutting up their models, doing conversions and stuff. And so this might be a good opportunity for some of those people, to kind of, let's do some converting together. And so I'm thinking they'll probably be more like quick tip kind of videos. Those will be short, fast kind of things. Just kind of, what I was doing, what my thought process was. Essentially like what I do for quick tips. Matthew Demi. Yeah, interview Chris's parents. Well, you'd only be able to interview one of my parents because the other one passed away some time ago. Chris's new job, if this falls through, paint by numbers studio with wine. I could go with that, sure. Man, if I had a TV show and it was just paint by numbers, man, be laughing. I don't want to be like a Bob Ross type thing though, but but doing something fun like that, just having fun, just want to have fun. Like, what's wrong with having fun and getting paid for it? Like, what's wrong with that? Ebb and Flow with Chris. Did you remount the camera on your GW handle? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I did not. Michael McHugh. Sounds awesome. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. But when we're going to be in there, check in a year, I think. Checking in a year. Reziel, email time. You called it, buddy. You called it. Email time. So let's get to an email and let's put on our headphones right about now. Email time. Email time. And of course, we thank Guymere Ulfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl, for taking the time to create those little jingles that bring a smile to our face every time. And also something that basically just will, make me get up and dance every time. Every time I'll get up and dance like I'm like a madman, like a fool. I'll get up and dance. This is an email from David. Well, let's leave it at David. Hey Chris, I'm painting some Dark Reapers, old and new sculptures, and remember yours from a game on Steve's personal YouTube channel. Unfortunately, it looks like there were no real good zoom shots of the models, but I really liked the paint scheme from what I could see. I was wondering if perhaps you might share your paint scheme and or a quick photo. Best regards, David. Unfortunately, David, those models were not painted by me. Those Dark Reapers, no. My Dark Reapers are like the first edition ones, and they're still sitting on my shelf, and they're not fully painted. The ones that you probably saw in that video were our studio ones, and I'm pretty sure those are a black with Xeris purple edge highlights. And bone on the bone areas, and yeah, but the main bodies though, the main bodies are black with Xeris purple. They're kind of like, I'm pretty sure those were the models I was using, and yeah, the helmets I think were bone white with Xeris purple. But if you really want to push it, I would go Nagaroth Knight, like black Nagaroth Knight on the armor plates with Xeris purple around the edges of the armor plates. And I think that would look really kick-ass. And that would be probably pretty close to what that studio army is. Now, if you really looked at those studio models, they're tabletop. They're not super detailed or anything like that. And had I realized I was going to read that email, I could have went and grabbed a model, but I didn't. And so, my bad. Yeah. You know what? Maybe after the show, I'll quickly snap a picture or two of them and send it to you in case you're not catching this live, or after the fact. You might not see this for a while because you did send this email a while ago, so you might actually have forgotten. I have no idea, but either way, I didn't forget. I'll send you a pic, and yeah. So thank you for the email. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I did not paint those models, and so, but I will send you a pic after the show. I'll send you a quick picture of what that what the models look like. And, as soon as you see the pictures of the models, you go, oh, damn, like, yeah, those are just tabletop. You're gonna, oh, no, Mr. Superman, no. No. Matthew Debbie. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Sorry for what? For the interview parents thing? You can interview my mom all you want. Optimus Prime over on Twitch. LOL. I assume, Optimus Prime, you've never seen this show, and you're probably going like, what the hell am I watching? Yeah, we're talking about wargaming, we're talking about painting, and we're talking about, anything and everything. Really, this is all about the hobby. This is really what the gist of this show is: the love of the hobby and the joy it brings. Is really what this show is all about. Even though, some of us might be really great at the hobby, some of us might not be, some of us might be just getting into the hobby, some of us might be around for a while. Either way, we're all here sharing and loving the experience, and yeah. Yeah, the first time you're laughing at the song, yeah. I know, well, sometimes I like to rearrange what song I usually play, because I got them numbered, and so I was like, no, I'll just, whatever. Anyway, Clayton Tate, I'm late. Clayton Tate, I'm late. But my 6-month-old niece was over and needed to be squished constantly by a pillow. Jeez Louise, you didn't off your niece, did you? Clayton, that's kind of dark, buddy. Seriously, I can just imagine Kris in a Bob Ross format. Today, ladies and gents, we're going to be painting a happy little Nurgle. And you know what? Maybe I'll start channeling more Bob Ross. I'll channel more Bob. I was thinking of doing like a photo with a couple of these, like the Bob Rosses, and doing like a pentagram with like candles and stuff like that, trying to summon Bob Ross. just for giggles. Just for giggles. Yeah, so we're gonna paint a happy little Nurgle today. Just a happy one. We don't make mistakes. We make happy accidents. Mad Maxim 81, the joy of blending with Kris. Dark Commission episode 202. Wave the brush is just what big lovin'. That's what it is, right? Isn't it? I mean, we're not sitting here talking about serious crap, are we? No. Talking about a hobby. Talking about painting our little toy soldiers and enjoying it and loving it and getting excited about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's all about. We're all just a bunch of big kids. Just want to play with our toys. You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes we got to go do, responsible things like, go to school and, get our PhDs and, feed the kids, go to our jobs, pay our bills. Oh, man, that stuff sucks. Sucks. I know. But anyway, let's do another email. Let's get into another email because we can and we shall. And, ooh, yeah, this is going to be a good one. This one is from Ben Ellis. A meager offerings, oh great monkey lord, overlord. A whole new level of heresy converting a chaplain, but fun nonetheless. Aim to use this within my small gene stealer cult. Kind regards, Ben. Look at this thing. Look at this. Now, Ben, did you paint this yourself, or is this something you commissioned out? Because if you painted it, fantastic work. If you had it commissioned out, the commission service is really good. Now, if this is commissioned out, then I'm going to assume this is it Den of Imagination you go to? Is that, because I assume that you have like your Warlord Titan and stuff with them, but anyway, either way, it's a really nice paint job, very fun conversion, very, very cool. Look at that. It's a chaplain with a gene stealer head. He's got the whole Zoidberg mouth going on. It's heresy in the highest order. Let's zoom in a bit here. Whose body is that? Is that Astaroth? Is that who that body is? Would I be right in that regards? Oh, it is your painting. Oh, well then, excellent, Ben. Excellent. Well, this is excellent because, like I said, you know what, Ben? Really, that should be a compliment because, I mean, I honestly couldn't tell if this was yours or if this was the commission stuff that you've been showing lately with the Titan. Yeah, it's you. It's been to Titan, right? Yeah, it's been with the Titan. Anyway, very nice. Like the little blend on the head. Nice little transition on the face. Like that. Very, very cool. Like the highlighting on the wings. It's very nice. Everything's nice and clean and orderly. Very, very cool. Nice and fun. I mean, you know, there's nothing I can say that'd be like, well, you know, no, you did this wrong, blah, blah, blah. Because, I mean, like, this model does not exist. Space Marine Chaplains just don't end up with Zoidberg heads on them. Nice clean lines on your hazard markings. That's really cool. How'd you do those? Looks like you did it maybe with a pen, and then you filled it in the spaces. Is that how you did it, Ben? Ben. Anyway, thank you, Ben, for sending that in. Very cool stuff. I look forward to more. Oh, you did send more. Well, we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, very nice, Ben. Thank you. Send that in. Excellent painting. I love the transitions. I like the tentacles. I kind of wish though the tentacles were a bit more like the face tentacles, or if they had more pinkiness. You know what I mean? Not blue, but like pink. So they kind of felt more fleshy, like, you know what I mean? Like more Zoidberg, right? Because you had a really awesome transition going on from the cheeks, which were kind of flesh-like, and going back to like a purple. And I'd like to see that purple going to more like a pinky flesh tone, like a light flesh tone, you know, and coming up to, you know, just, yeah, something like that, right? Ben Ellis, there was a bit of white paper stuck on the tendrils, though. Oh, hazard lines are already there. Oh, okay. Oh, they're already on the thing? Oh. Well then. Good job staying within the lines then. I thought the way it looked like it was a really dark line, I thought you had like taken a pen and like drew it and then colored in the spaces. But either way, good job. I really like it. It's nice and clean. Yeah, I assume you're making some sort of Gene Stealer cult army or something. He's going to be like your Broodlord or something. But yeah, very nice work. Thank you, Ben, for sending that in. And of course, yeah, the next email we're going to get to is another one from Ben. Just a little update from his other project. Anthony B. Kris, stop bringing down the mood with all your adult talk. Clayton Tate, I bought a gargantuan squiggon you brought a gargantuan squiggon to a game last Wednesday to a Necron list. The Squiggoth and some Burnabombas and Warcopter dumped out 19 mortal wounds in one turn. Holy carmoles. Wow. That's gross. That's gross. Ugh, yeah, 19 mortal wounds. Oof. Ben Ellis, that's my painting. Oh, right, I already read that. Dark Commission says, nice painting. Ben Ellis says it was a spare as I bought 2 Death Company box sets with them in it. Okay. The Blood Angel Jump Chaplain. Johnny Chop Shop, Way of the Brush, episode 202. How to summon the Bob Ross in you. You know what? I kind of like that. Let's use it. Let's use it. We're gonna use it. Where is it? Oh, I gotta scroll down. Okay, here we go. How to summon. Let's go. Let's see. Can we switch this on this? Damn right we can. Damn right. Yes, I go here. Bang, 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 bang. Mine. There we go. How to summon the Bob Ross in you. There we go. We'll do a little seance. Maybe I'll go forward with making that picture of a seance with Bob Ross. I'm sure there's going to be some people out there who say, it's friggin' blasphemy. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care what they think. Ben Ellis. Okay, I will try those tone next time. Thanks. Recommendations. Help. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. yeah, for the tentacles and stuff. Yeah, I think the blue look good, but I think like fleshy tentacles just to tie the whole head in, like just, you know, because it feels like the tentacles were separated. You know what I mean? And I think that blue, if you really wanted to use the blue, you could have went somewhere else with the blue, and you know, because you already had so many warm tones, and the purple tones would have been like a nice kind of counter to all that. And so, yeah. Mad Maxim 81, one does not simply summon a Bob Ross. No, it requires sacrifice. It requires sacrifice. All right, let's do another email. Headphones. Email time. It's email time. This one's an update from Ben. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah. Hello, Monkey Lord. Well, it turns out today, 24th of April, is Leg Day. This is being painted by, well, I'm not even trying to pronounce that name. At Awakened Realms. Oh, it's Awakened Realms. It's not Den Imagination. It's Awakened Realms. All right? Okay. Right. So anyway, here's some updates on his commission piece. Look at this. So this is Awakened Realms. This is the commission painting service he's been going through to get his Warlord done. Here's some freehanding, some wolf heads. Some of you might remember that his Titan, it's a Warlord Titan that he's getting worked on. And it's kind of going to have like a big Space Wolf vibe to it. This is very, very cool. Ooh, look at that. Like the wear and tear on it. Very nice. Doing some dry brushing, looks like. Probably for the metals. It's got to be for the metals. Ooh, look at that. Big wolfy head. Very, very cool. Look at that. Very nice painting. It's pretty consistent with what I see from them, which is, you know, really good painting. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they've done stuff for Mini Wargaming as well. What? I couldn't tell you. But I'm pretty sure we have had stuff done from them. But yeah, very nice. And again, very consistent with from the work that comes out of them, which is good for anybody out there who, you know, is looking for a commission painting service. One good sign from a commission painting service is consistency, and from what I see from them, is consistent. So yeah, from what I understand, they're a pretty big studio now, I think. So yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. So thank you, Ben, for send that email and send that little update of your project. Very, very cool. Anthony B, paint a happy tree with your blood. The Almighty One will appear. Oh, geez Louise, dude, that's dark. Dark Commission. Maybe you have to be born with Bob Rossiness. I don't think it's Rossiness. I think it's just Rossness. I don't know. Is it Rossiness or is it Rossness? Either way. Do you have to be born with Bob Rossness? No, because if you watched Bob Ross's show, okay, he was showing you kind of a paint by numbers kind of way on how to make the pictures just like him. So all you have to do was just study and observe what he was doing, and you could do it. Anybody could pick up those same brushes, take those same colors, apply it to the canvas in the same manner in which he's showing you, and you will make the exact same thing. Excuse me. So, yeah. So you don't need Bob Rossiness. You don't need to paint like Bob Ross. You don't need that. That's something that can be taught. That particular technique can be taught. Now, to make up the compositions and things like that, that's where he would shine, right? That's where his vision would shine through. You know, what he made with the paintings, like what particular scenes he dreamt up and things like that. That's where Bob Ross would come into play. That's what we'll need when we summon him. Dr. Santos, there he is. Ahoy, mateys. Sorry I be late. Are we pirates now? Arr. Sorry, mateys. Sorry I be late. Cass Negri? Oh, I finally caught the live stream. Well, welcome, Cass. Clayton Tate, I love the style of painting on that wolfhound head. Van Sar gangers would look great that way too. Yeah, those new Van Sar gangers, I might have to pick up a box of them. I like them. They're cool. I dig the whole new style. I was hoping they were going to kind of do something like a throwback to the originals, but I'm kind of glad they didn't and kind of went with, you know, something a little bit more 40K. Because the old version, it was more like Dune, where they just kind of had bodysuits, and it was kind of like, it was kind of, you know, it didn't feel like armor. Whereas Van Sar, they would put body armor, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be like composite, you know, materials, and, you know what I mean? They would look like proper body armor, you know? So I'm glad that they went with that instead of doing, you know, too kind of highbrow sci-fi kind of thing, right? So, yeah. Dr. Xantos, somehow I think that Awakened Realms does good work on big models and Den of Imagination on smaller ones, but that's just me. Really interesting. I never really compared them that way. That's very interesting. Now I'm curious. Now I'm gonna have to go to both sites and I'm gonna go check them out and really kind of compare, because they're the two big ones now, aren't they? Den of Imagination and Awakened Realms. They're the two big commission painting houses these days. Who else is there? I can't think of anybody else who's a big commission painting service like them, because I know like Den of Imagination, and I'm pretty sure Awakened Realms, they have big staff. They have a lot of people working with them. So, yeah, I have no idea. That's a guess. And I think both are in Poland, aren't they? I think they're. It's kind of amazing, really, that both would be, you know. But I think from what I understand, though, it's because of the exchange, and because, you know, their dollar, like the dollar value is not, you know, very high value. Oh, Maxim 81, or it's Bobness. Bobness. Oh, he's got a lot of Bobness. Bear tips for painting pale faces. Can't quite nail my 30K Night Lords. Start for a light pale face. I would start with something like Kislev Flesh. Okay, if you're using Citadel colors, Kislev Flesh, which is a very, very light. Oftentimes it gets kind of lumped into like other paint lines. It's like Elf Flesh or light Caucasian, or, you know, something like that. But it's very, very light. It's a very, very light. It's not like Cadian flesh tone, which is kind of a mid kind of flesh tone kind of color, if you're painting like Caucasian type skin tones. But if you're gonna go really, really light, I would start off with Kislev Flesh or Rakarth Flesh. Also is another good one. Give them a very thin shade wash of either Reichland Flesh, very, very thin. Just dunk it, put it on your palette, thin it with a bit of medium or even a bit of water, and then apply it very gently. Just kind of concentrate just on the sockets, you know, the lips, stuff like that, cheekbones, you know, just the hairline, those kind of things. And then start highlighting again with a bit of Kislev Flesh, and then mix Pallid Witch Flesh into that. Do a 1-to-1 mix. Do the highlights again, and then do a final highlight of Pallid Witch Flesh, just like on the dot on the nose, just on the brows, just on the bottom lip, and just on the bottom of the chin. And you'll get a nice dark or light flesh tone, dark flesh tone. Jeez Louise. A light flesh tone. So, yeah. Hopefully that helps. Whoever asked that. Who the hell asked that? Did the name go? Oh, Bear. That's who it was. Jeez Louise. Seriously, you can invoke Bobness in you. Dark Commission, I'm Bobness Ross-like. Bobness Ross-like. That's funny. Dr. Santos, we can all make happy accidents. Yeah. Mad Max of 81. Want to be hang around looking like Bob Ross? Matthew Deming. According to the career survey that they make us take at school, my dream career was Somali pirate. Okay. You have to start picking up your Somali then. I mean, unless you already know some Somali, I don't know. But I think you have to practice that a bit. Matthew Deming, blue table painting. Yeah, I don't know if blue table painting is as big as they once were. they got hit pretty bad a couple years back, and so I don't know if they've recovered and are a big, huge studio again. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, I mean that's probably the only other name that comes to mind when you're thinking big painting studios, right? Was Blue Table Painting, Awaken Realms, and Den of Imagination. I don't know of any other big commission painting service. Matthew says they're still huge. Okay. Razzie, I also thought Frontline Gaming had a good sized commission service. Oh, they do commissions there? I didn't know they did. Okay. I had no idea. So Frontline Gaming is also another big commission painting service? Okay. I guess I should pay more attention to who does like commission work for mini wargaming, because I have no idea. I honestly don't pay too much attention. Evan Flo, Kris, who you call him Paleface? Rude. Did I say Paleface? I didn't say Paleface. Paleface. It's not like I'm up here saying cracker. Paul132. Hi, Kris. I'm in Ottawa and look for Uhu Glue for slime effects. Do you have any ideas as to where I could find it? Now, unfortunately, no. Uhu Glue, the all-purpose stuff, is kind of hard to find in North America. You're going to have to Amazon it or eBay or special order it from Uhu themselves. Uhu, something like that. Uhu, I think it is. Anyway, yeah, you're going to have to special order it. Now, essentially, all-purpose glue, the Uhu all-purpose glue, is essentially plastic cement. So if you picked up, you know the orange tubes of testers, plastic cement, you pour it out and it's like all sticky and strong, and it's like, and it has that really chemically smell to it. Essentially is the same stuff. So you might try that if you don't feel like ordering, and if you have to absolutely get this done now, I'm pretty sure you can find that particular glue at most places that sell testers products, you know, like Michael's or, you know, any kind of hobby place or anything like that, and they'll sell that particular glue or whatever. So yeah, so hopefully that helps, because that all-purpose glue is pretty much like a plastic cement, but they might vary. I don't know. I have never tested these techniques with that particular glue. I've only ever done it with Uhu glue, but it may work. If it works, send me an email saying, yeah, Kris, I tried it out and it worked. So let me know. Seriously. Episode 202, How to Summon the Bobness Rosslek in You. Bobness Rosslek in You. Bobness Rosslek. Bobness Rosslek. Bobness Rosslek. I say it a whole bunch of times and I'm not going to get it out of my head now. Bobness Rosslek. Bobness Rosslek. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a good gamer handle. Cass Negri. Kris, I need to choose a cool, different paint scheme for my Thousand Suns, but I can't decide, and I've been thinking for months. For a cool paint scheme for the Thousand Suns? My God, man. The Thousand Suns... Oh, wait, which Thousand Suns are we talking 40k Thousand Suns or 30k Thousand Suns? Because when we're talking 40k Thousand Suns, I think the gold and blue, it looks really cool. If you don't want to go gold and blue and be all, you know, norm like that, I mean, you could go with, I think you could go with, like, you know, like a more lighter yellowy kind of gold, and then go with a purple highlighted blue inside there, and have those really contrasting colors, or the complementary colors right next to each other, with the yellow and the purple, but it has the blue, and it'll give you a really nice, you know, contrast. But otherwise, yeah, if we're talking the 30k Thousand Suns, I'm a huge fan of laying that metallic down and then clear coating it with the color, with the clear red, metallic red, and it just looks fabulous. Really, there's no reason you couldn't do your Thousand Suns in metallic red as well. If you're familiar with how the 30k Thousand Suns look, I mean, some people might scoff, but I mean, they're your models. You paint them however you want, and you know, if you did the metallic red as well, I think it would be really cool. I have a few videos on doing the metallic red on my channel. I also think I have a few tutorials online. I also did it for a year or two ago when I was doing all the Horus Heresy chapters, and I did the Thousand Suns like that back then. And yeah, but I mean, if you know, Thousand Suns, I mean, like, you know, if you want to stay true to Tzeentch color schemes, it's more blue dominant with, you know, red and yellows, more yellows, because yellow and blue play so nicely together. You know, of course you could always go, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Here we go. we paint the entire model in metallics, bright metallics, or even chrome. If you get your hands on chrome, you prime you base the entire model in chrome or bright metallic. Bang. Then you take clear blue and you lay it in the metal areas that you want blue, and you take a yellow or more of an amber and you lay that over the trim, and you have metallic. Blue and gold, and I think that would look really cool. So, yeah. But let me know and send pics. Send pics of what you decide. Oh, you bought the book and nothing's no. Yeah. You know, sometimes you're just kind of meh. You know, try something different. You know. I'm a big fan of metallics, like putting metallics down and putting the clear colors. Unfortunately, that will require you to do a bit of shopping, but you know, in the end, hopefully, and if you're doing a whole bunch of them, hopefully you have an airbrush, because then that can just speed the whole process right up for you. Ben Ellis, I don't think many people go to blue table painting after they had the big issue with the large cast door. Yeah, that was years ago, but yeah, that stung them pretty bad. Ben Ellis, all-purpose glue, get gel lock light is ace. But it's not so much for the glue; it's for the stringy gore effects that we're looking for. Does that particular glue do the same thing? Because it's not so much that we want the plastic glue or plastic cement; is that we want that stringiness, because it's also good for making webs and for doing the gore and effects. And I've only ever found Tamiya clear colors mixes with that kind of glue well. Citadel colors don't work very well. And what was the other one? Oh, Minotaur. Minotaur didn't mix with it either. Acrylics, solvent-based lacquers mixed with that kind of glue better than acrylics. So bear that in mind as well. Where are we here? Dr. Santos at Cast. If we're talking 30K, try Minotaur Fresh Blood Thousand Suns. Yeah, that's another good one. Clone Order 66. Mitchell here, finally able to make the show. Well, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on here. Everybody's talking about something. What happened? I don't know. Matthew Demi, what happened? With that large Chaos Army? Matt, you didn't hear about that one? That was like 3 years ago, I think. Blue Table Painting was supposed to do this large dwarf. It was all over the YouTubes. You'll find it. It's old news, though. It's old news. Dark Commission. As far as I know, most all-purpose tube glues are similar to Uhu. Are they? Okay. Well, give it a try then. Give it a try and let me know if it works. Because if it works, then great. We can find a North American substitute for Uhu, because I only ever use the Uhu glue just because that's what the recipe called for, you know? I mean, if the recipe calls for oregano, I'm going to get oregano. I'm not going to put a substitute in, right? So, yeah. Although I have tried with the different things with the recipe, but only with the Uhu glue, other ways of coloring it rather than the base, you know what I mean? I've never changed that. I've never tried to use regular plastic cement for it. So, yeah. Anywho. Time we at here. Holy man. Lots of time. Ben Ellis. Yeah, just look it up on YouTube. Yeah. Matthew, just look it up on YouTube, like where Ben's talking about here. Yeah. But it's old news, man. Old news. Clone Order 66. I'll ask a question. So I've got an ungodly amount of guardsmen to do. How do you suggest I pop them out without skimping out on quality? Do you have an airbrush? That'll help. If you don't, that's fine. You're just going to have to, you know, muscle your way through it. Colored paints, colored spray paints are probably going to be your best bet. And yeah, so basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to probably want to pick yourself up a primer, prime the models up, and then pick yourself up a color spray, you know, pick yourself up a spray, short of using, you know, an airbrush, right? And so then you can just spray base them, and if they're like whatever color Imperial Guard, so say like let's go with, say they're green, camo green, right? You spray the entire guy's camo green. Then you pick out like their trousers and stuff in, you know, khaki or whatever, and then you pick up the flesh, and then you give the entire model the shade wash, or you go to a company like Army Painter, where they have a dip method, which is basically like a urethane dip, and basically you dunk the model in, you give it a good snap, where like basically just shake the paint right off it. You gotta do this outside because the urethane smells, and you're gonna make a mess. So you got to do this outside or somewhere where you can make a mess, because it's gonna be messy. And you just basically just like that, and bang, the shade wash adheres to the models, creeps into the recesses, and basically unifies all those tones, and you're done. You're basically done. And if you have an ungodly amount to do, well, then that's an ungodly method to use, because I mean, like, those are all things. Now, those are all techniques that myself I've not used. I've never used dip to shade wash. I've only ever used shade washes. I've used colors before, to spray colors before to put onto the models. Really, your biggest danger is over priming. Now, you can pick up the colored primers as well, but the danger with colored primers is the tendency to over prime the model. And if you're dealing with a whole bunch of them, you could end up just like over saturating the model. You'll get a lot of detail lost and stuff like that. And so you'll always run that particular risk when, you know, using colored primers, rather than just using a straight up normal primer where you can just give them a quick little dusting, and then you can spray a color on top of it, you know, and just pick yourself up another color and just, and you know, and be done with it. And then of course you can go and pick the smaller details out. Like, think about whatever. Really, I guess really the hard part is what is the dominant color on those models, right? So whatever color is going to be like on their armor, right? That color is going to be the color you're going to want to spray the entire gaggle of models, right? That's really what you're going to want to do. And then you can go and pick the trousers out, get the little dot of flesh in the face, dunk them, and bang, you're done, right? And just leave them to dry, and you're done. You buy some of those GW Technical colors, like, you know, what is it, Astro Granite? Where is it here? Yeah, like Astro Granite. This stuff goes pretty far on bases. You just color the base, spatula some of this out, smear it around, and you got a textured base. Bang, you're done. You know? Especially if you have an ungodly number of models to do. I would recommend that. And if these are just for gaming, which is by the sounds of it is, that's what this is. It's just for gaming. So hopefully, Clone Order, that helps. Dr. Xantos, I suggest checking out Army Painter website. It does go like Kris said, though, but you might get some ideas there. Yeah. Like I said, like they sell like the color primers as well, but again, like I said, you run the risk of over priming when you're using those color primers, because you want to get into all the nooks and crannies, and that's not really what the job of a primer. Primer is just to provide a surface for paint to grab a hold of. And sometimes when you do a light prime on a model and you can still see the material shining through, that's fine. That's fine. But the material, the paint itself, is sitting on that model surface, and when the paint hits it, it sticks right to it. Essentially, like a primer, essentially what it is like a matte spray. It's really what it is. It's a matte spray, and you know, just you know, use it and paint sticks to it. That's all a primer is for. Clone Order 66. Thanks, Kris. I actually just bought the Astro Granite yesterday. Had the same idea. Exactly. You know what I mean? Just get yourself a little spatula, spackle that down. Spackle. Anyway, and lay it down, and you're good to go. Do you just glob it on and spread it? Yeah, that's what I do. I use the little GW spatula, and I just use that big broad end and take a good little dollop, just the size of it, really. Put it onto the base, smear most of it, and then like when getting close to the feet, I switch to the smaller end and just push it closer and closer, and try not to hit the model with it, and yeah. But that's it. I just smear it around. It's email time. What time are we at here? Oh yeah, we got plenty of time for emails. Email. Headphones. Got your headphones on? Email time. Email time. This is an email from Jacob. Jacob Jamie? Or just Jacob? Yeah, just Jacob. Hello, Chris. Here are some RG that I have done for CNC. Here's some RG that I've done for CNC. Love to hear what you think of them. I will be using them on the weekend. Got their first tournament. We'll see how they go. Cool. So, here are his termies. These are from 30K. Although I'm sure they're for 40K. I like the bases. I like the rocks on the bases. That's really cool. You have to tell me how you did the bases, because I like that. It almost looks like how Hollywood desert kind of theme looks. You know what I mean? Like how they just kind of, it's artificial rock kind of thing. I like the look though. I like the look, especially with how smooth the models look. It's a really nice contrast visually. Nice paint jobs, nice and clean. I mean, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything like that with this color scheme, and we're getting these models ready, and I mean, like, they're nice and clean, they're ready to go. Ooh, look at this guy, very cool. Is this guy like a medic or something? I wouldn't trust a medic who has like a buzzsaw on his thing here. I don't know, but either way, very nice, very cool. Holy man, this guy, nice and clean. Is that an eyeball in there? That's cool. I like that. Paint a little eyeball in there. That's very cool. It's a nice touch. Kind of otherwise, kind of a normal looking Space Marine, and also there's like a friggin' eyeball on his belt. Like, hey, what the hell? Very good. I assume this is work in progress, obviously. Nice. Interesting pose for him. Is this going to be like for the model, or is this like a diorama piece that you're going to do? Oh. Yeah, I guess I should just kept on clicking the pictures before I kept my gum flapping on. Nice freehanding on the thing there. Is that free-handed, or is that a transfer? So that's really nice. I'm going to assume it's a transfer because you got transfers going on. But either way, nice placement of the transfer. Nice and clean. Blends in with the model nicely. Really nice. Like the heat treating on the barrels. Very cool. It's kind of an awkward pose, though. I thought maybe there was something else that was going to happen or something. Maybe if he was like stepping on something, or I like the barrels though. It's very cool. Ja, das ist good. Very cool. Well, thank you, Jacob, for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. Any comments or anything like that? No. I mean, you're getting them ready for tournament. I mean, the Terminators. Could the blue use a bit of an edge highlight? Sure. It's going to be more work. It's something you can get back to later on, of course. The medic guy, he felt a little busy somehow in the head. I think what it is his skin is too pale in comparison to like his cloak and such. It feels too close. But I realize that these are what? Raven? So like they're supposed to be pale. So, you know, again, can't be helped. But otherwise, I think there's some really solid painting. It looks really good. I mean, your Dreadnought looks awesome. I'm not 100% behind that pose, but the colors, the application, everything like that looks great. Looks good. And, you know, good job. Thank you for sending it in. So, yeah. That's about all I had. That's all I got. I'm getting tired. Where am I in the comments? I don't know. Dr. Santos, Kris, I just sent you an email. Can you check if you received it? I've had some problems again. Vil, it's saying pictures, miniatures, exclamation. If that's you, then yeah, I'm pretty sure that's you, right, Vil? Yeah. Dr. Santos? Is it Vil? Villy? No, it's just Vil, right? Right? V-I, yeah. Vil. I'm not even going to try the last name. I know I've seen this name before, but Heitenen? Heitenen? That Finnish? Anyway. Dark Commission. I tend to use the brush for texture paints, but maybe that's just me. No, I mean you can use a regular paintbrush with those texture paints. Those are just acrylic colors with little grit in them. I don't know what that grit is. It could be clumps of pigment for all I know. But otherwise, no, there's nothing wrong with using a paintbrush to spread it around. In fact, you get a lot more control using a paintbrush because you can also thin it down just a little bit, and just when you're putting it close to the feet. But I mean, for Clone Order's case, I mean, if he's got an ungodly amount, it's not going to matter. The delicacies are not really going to matter because he's going to have so many of them on the table that nobody's going to go, oh, look at this poor little Imperial Guards. You didn't paint this in, or you didn't do this. Oh, you got some paint here where you shouldn't. Nobody's going to do that. If you got a whole whack ton of them, an ungodly amount of them, yeah, you don't worry about it. You're better off just getting those primary colors down and even throwing a transfer on the shoulder pad or something like that, you know? Yeah. Dr. Santos, yeah, that's you? Yeah. Dr. We have every time you see my name. I got a short-term memory, I'm sorry. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What is it that helps memory? What is the, like, you know, like you say carrots are good for your eyes. What is it that's good for your memory? Ginseng? Is it ginseng? I don't know. Something anyway. It's something, I'm sure. Another email real fast. Let's do. Again, this is from Jacob. Hello, Kris. I have finally finished my night house. Here are some pics for you as requested. As always, CNC are welcome. And I love the 200th episode, especially with the glory hole making a comeback. Keep up the good work. Yeah, if you caught the 200th episode, yeah, we were talking all sorts of craziness. Anyway. Holy cramoles. Now, this guy's a big guy. And look at that. He's kind of, his pose is kind of hunched over like, you talking to me? Are you talking, or is that the way the camera angle is? So you talking to me? You must be talking to me. Is that Necron runes on him? He's got Necron runes. What kind of heresy is that? He's got Necron runes on him. What's going on there? What's that about? What's that about? Why's he got Necrons? And a scorpion. Very nice. Nice and clean. I like the bone color. I remember a while back you had sent in a picture and it was just, he was just this bone color. So very cool. I like the background you got him on. It's very, very cool. Is that your game table or is that like a display piece you're working on? Is he mounted to a base, or is he just like freestanding? Interesting. But yeah, very cool. I like the amount of weathering you've got on him. I like that you didn't just go hog wild with the weathering. You know, it's a very subtle amount, especially down like near his feet and everything like that. It's very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah, look at that big scorpion. Those are transfers, right? Like from Forgeworld, I think. Oh, look at this guy. He's got a big discombobulator gun. This one, I kind of like the pose of this guy. This guy's pretty cool, actually. I kind of like the pose, like he's kind of striding forward, and he's seen something on the corner of his eye, and he's like blasting at it, kind of thing. That's kind of cool. Again, actually, doesn't have too much weathering on him. In fact, I'm not noticing any. So he's right off the factory line, apparently, with all the Necron markings on him. Very, very cool. Me likey. That's cool. Careful with your banner, you might trip on it. Jeez Louise. Very nice. It's fun that you took the time to give them these kind of poses, though. That's really cool. That's really fun. Oh, look at this. Stepping on a tank. World Eater. He's stepping on a World Eater. Apparently this Necron Scorpion type dude doesn't like World Eaters. Very, very cool. Wow, how many of these Titans you have, man? Holy carmoles. His pose is kind of like, what do you want me to do about it? Oh, flame it. Charbroiled. Very cool. I like the very consistent look you have across all your models, too. I like that guy's gun. That's cool. A double Gatling gun. When one Gatling gun isn't enough, go a double Gatling gun. Ooh, he's got a big pike or something. Stepping on rhinos. Man, everybody just loves stepping on rhinos. Oh, this guy's cool. Big kind of crazy crab claw arm. I'd like to know why, though, you have the Necron markings on them. Oh, this guy's stepping on some buildings for finally. We ran out of rhinos, and now we're stepping on buildings. Very cool. I'd like to know, though, why... Oh, that was it. That was it. Why the Necron markings on them? Why, Jacob? Why? Why? But very, very cool. Thank you for sending that in. Awesome stuff. I really don't have anything bad to say, or anything. I like the consistent look on them. I like the amount of weathering you did on the one. The color scheme's cool. You have little spots of color here and there, like with the green and the reds and stuff like that. So it really kind of draws the eye to those points. No, it all looks good. It all looks good. I like it. Dr. Zandos, B12 vitamin. B12 is good for memory. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have to remember that. He's free balling. Derek Luterus, the heresy is strong today. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, we had Gene Stealer Chaplain, and we had Necron Titans. Yeah, heresy is running strong today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Dr. Santos, what about if 2 Gatling guns aren't enough? What then? Yeah, exactly. You got to go 4. right? I mean, like, you know, if you had, like, there's one Gatling gun, right? Because, I mean, like, the spinning action of the gun, right? You'd have to have some really good gyro stabilizers, because the spinning of that barrel would cause, you know, that gun to sway. And if you had it underslung, would that motor then turn the opposite direction to counteract the centrifugal force of the barrels? And if you had 4, then, my God, man, would that be the most stable platform, right? Because one barrel would turn this way, the other barrel would turn the other way, that barrel would turn that way, and that barrel would turn that way, and so everything was kind of turned. Would 4 Gatling guns be the most stable firing platform? Would be accurate, right? It's just all the bullets go to one spot. No, I don't know. Johnny's Chop Shop. Kris is out of coffee? Oh, I've been out of coffee for a while, man. I was up early today. And I was all fired up, and, you know, I was getting the show ready, and yeah, I was good to go. And I was, and I was all done with coffee. And I didn't have a vehicle here, so I was like, I need coffee. I need more coffee. That's okay, though. I'll survive. Dr. Santos, nonsense. What, that I'm talking? Is this nonsense? Like, tell me something I don't know. Let's do another email, because we can. This is from Ben Ellis. Nothing big, oh monkey lord, just small offering this time. Kind regards, Ben. And so, here is a blood angel. And I'm going to assume, Ben, this is your painting. I'm going to assume it's your painting. And so I'm going to say, very nice painting. I like the base. It's very cool. Is that from the GW set, I think? Where you can buy these crazy crap bases like that. Nice and clean. Minimal highlights. I like that. You like that blue transition thing going on there. I noticed that. Very, very cool. Thing to watch out for when dry brushing is obviously, you know, too many layers building up from a darker tone. I was recently having a conversation with old man Logan, and he was concerned, you know, about colors and, you know, where should he start with, you know, particular tone. Now, say for example, with like this cloak here, I would have started with the mid-tone and added the shadows into the recesses, obviously, and then a dry brush once, maybe twice, of, say, Ushabti Bone and then Screaming Skull, or Screaming Skull and then White Scar, just at the bottom edge, you know, with White Scar, just a very minimal dry brush. Because as you see here, you know, now mind you, the texturing, it kind of works, but you have a very uniform kind of highlighting going on, right? I mean, yes, it does get brighter down here, but, you know, like, the dry brushing catches over the shadow points, and, you know, it just feels more like, you know, it was big broad strokes across the area rather than being very deliberate. Now, one way you can fix this is to give the entirety of the cloak, a very thin down shade wash, either of a particular shade color, like, say, sepia or agrax. Thin those way down, draw your brush strokes upwards, and allow the color to build up in some of these recesses. Just a little bit, not much. But otherwise, it would tint this and bring it down just a little bit. But a very thinned out, I'm talking now, very thin. Like, you're mixing it with either medium or with water, and your brush stroke is running up the cloak so that you're allowing the darkest amount of color to appear up here and in the recesses and around the chains and such, and into the recesses here. Of course, you could also take a color and break it down into a shade wash, which is what I would be more inclined to do. And in fact, I'd be more inclined to use whatever the shade color was, this deepest color, whatever that was, I would turn it into a shade wash, very, very thin. And again, the same thing, bring the brush strokes upwards, giving the entirety of the cloak a once over with the color. Maybe twice, just concentrating just onto inside the recesses and just a controlled glazing inside the recess, just to bring back a bit of that depth and to help marry those transitions together. But otherwise, yeah. Overall, I mean, it's a really nice paint job. Overall, very, very good. I like it. I like the clean approach to everything. I like, you know, like nice crisp edges to stuff. It's very, very nice. Paint is where it should be, you know. I don't see any paint on any areas that, you know, obviously are, you know, the kind of, you know, rookie mistakes kind of thing. But very, very nice, Ben. Very, very cool. Thank you for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Tavo, that Terminator captain looks familiar. The gap in the cloak is horrible to fill in with liquid green stuff, at least though. Yeah, I would, like, for that gap, I wouldn't have used liquid green stuff. I would have used, well, when I was applying the models, I would have scored the two sides that met with the plastic cement, or the plastic glue that melts, right? And the two things would have melted. I would have applied just a bit of pressure so that the two kind of bump up a bit. Wait till it fully cures, and then come in and then plane that off either with a scraping tool or with an X-Acto blade, or even with just a little bit of sandpaper or whatever. Take that down and got rid of that mold line. Or apply them really close and then thing. But otherwise, for gaps like that, I would have used plastic putty. I like Vallejo's plastic putty. It's good stuff. Yeah, because liquid green stuff shrinks, and, you know, especially if it's a large gap like that, it's, you know, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. So yeah. Ben, cool. I will try applying that tomorrow. Thin down 1/4 or weaker. Yeah, like that. Like 1 part color and 4 parts either medium or water. I would rather medium because then it stays consistent. Whereas with water, you change the viscosity and in fact it could bubble up. Whereas if you use medium, it'll flow just like even like paint. So you can use a big broad brush and just go up that entire cloak like that, you know. Thanks. I think my dry brush needs replacing. Yeah, well, dry brushes I tend to be beat up old brushes anyway. So, you know, really what that was, I was, at least from what I was seeing, you had dry brushed a lot of colors on top, and that chalkiness, the chalkiness where you can kind of see the colors underneath kind of thing, you know, you get the spaces. The more layers you tend to dry brush, the more pronounced that effect becomes. And so that's why with dry brushing, oftentimes I will only do maybe 2 or 1 dry brushing on top of a surface. I won't try and build up an entire scale of color. I will just do 1 layering. And then, of course, if I do end up with that chalkiness, I usually end up using a glaze and just marry all those transitions together and then do a final dry brush just to catch the edges again, and that's it. Dr. Santos, model, so nice, I'd kiss it on the first date. Okay. Ben Ellis, for the cape, I'll take it, you just file it down. Yeah, like when I put the two halves together and I end up with that gap there, if I had the glue there, I would apply pressure so that the glue, or the parts that were melting and marrying together, they kind of bump up and creates a little bump, and then wait for that to cure, and then come in and then just plane that off, and either use a blade, use the scraping tool, or sandpaper, and just, you know, buff it smooth. Ben, I will look into the itty things. Into the itty. Oh, into the putty. I was like, into the itty? What's into the itty? I don't know. Vasily Shimgo. Kris, do you think there exists avant-garde or experimental miniature painting? 20 years ago? Yeah. I would have said yes, definitely. When a lot more, like, it seems like a lot more of the French sensibilities of painting entered into miniature painting, and when more realism was being introduced into the hobby, you know, like with weathering and stuff like that, when that was really starting to kind of take off, But as far as right now, what like is there anything new in the hobby, like as far as technique is concerned? Now, mind you, painting itself has been around what, 1,000 years, right? Brushwork and canvas or fresco, or you know what I mean, like applying pigment with a brush, and you know what I mean, that's been around for a very long time. The techniques developed in the 1,000 years, do you really think that any of those techniques have not been transferred into our miniature painting? Of course they have. Of course they have. Is there anything new? No. And so what basically, where we're going to see the greatest amount of change? And that's going to be in material and color usage. And that's how you can always tell, you know, a master painter versus an intermediate painter. A master painter is not about technique, it's about color usage and what colors play together and how colors interact with, you know, particular effects. Like, for example, doing an OSL effect and how green light would interact on a red surface. You know what I mean? Like, what do you see when you see that in nature, right? And so that's what it is. That's where the mastery comes in. But as far as anything new and exciting, no, I don't see anything. But I mean, I've been around for a while. I don't know, and maybe I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I'm not seeing it. You know, but yeah, is this? But really, I guess what the question is this the hobby? Is this hobby miniature painting? Is it a high and true art form, or is it just merely below that? Because I mean, like painting, you know, oil paints on canvas, that's a hobby for people, right? Paint by numbers. You can go and paint by numbers. Is it high art? No. Is there a lot of room for innovation there? Not according to the artist who's currently producing, right? And so you, as a miniature painter, are left to your own devices as to what to come up with. And, you know, I watch a lot of people out there, and yeah, I see the same. I see the same things repeated and repeated and repeated. Now, where we might see new shifts and things is materials. Different materials used for different purposes. Like, for example, the first time I ever seen Lester Birdsley use silly putty as a masking tool for airbrushing. Boom, blew my mind. Silly putty, excellent idea. Whether he came up with it or whether he picked it up from somewhere else, who knows, who cares? For me, it was, wow, that was awesome. Bang. I'm going to start doing that. I like that because it's a nice clean masking tool and it works and it does the job great, right? So, yeah. I think that's really where you're going to see innovation, is in our materials, what we use, how we use it. New and fresh ways of using a plastic cup. You know what I mean? A new and fresh way to use, you know, I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Trying to shop. Damn, we're getting deep today. We're always getting deep. We're always getting deep, man. Come on, we're always getting deep. The Grunork logging off. Family calls. Later, dude. Dark Commission. I'm feeling Christmas bellow like. Will someone please call a doctor? Tavo, when talking about dry brushing, does chalkiness refer to the uneven coloring, lots of spots, or unintentional texture forming on the surface? Both. That's really both what we're talking about. Not to criticize or anything like that, but here, I will bring it up again. No, not that one. Was that right? And was this picture? Yeah, it was this picture. So when we're talking, no, wrong one. When we're talking about chalkiness, right? We're talking about how you can see a texture that is not present on the model. That was made from the painting process. Okay? And you can see how the deeper tones and you can see the lighter tones on top. And so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that chalkiness. How you see when chalk is on a surface, right? It's not a complete coverage. It's, you know, there's gaps in its surface, right? And that's what it is, like that. That's chalkiness. Like the whole thing, chalkiness is present throughout. It's not unfixable. It is very fixable. Now, if it's the kind of thing you were deliberately going for, then I would have to see some sort of mastery of control to convince me that that was intentional, that was the overall look. But I mean, that just simply looks like just too many layers of dry brushing. And oftentimes, when you end up with that chalkiness, it's because your base layer, your base coat, has brush strokes. And so really, when you want to escape that situation, if you want to like reduce that from occurring, master laying smooth base coats. And you reduce that chance that you'll get chalky finishes when you dry brush. Because as you imagine, right, the model's surface is flat. Then it's got a layer of primer. And then it's got one or two base coats on it. Maybe you laid it a little bit thick and you've brush strokes, right? So now when you think of like a cross section of that, you could see like these little hills and valleys on that surface. So when we dry brush, right, the brush is moving just very lightly along the surface, okay? And it's going to just hit just those very high points. And those high points are where the brighter color sits and the darker color sits in between, right? And so I hit it. So say, for example, this is black, and then this is a darker gray, and then I come in with a lighter gray, and then I come in with white. And then all of a sudden you see like this huge amount of chalkiness, but you'll still see some of that black where the white should be. Unless, of course, you lay a nice smooth coat down. Are we offline? No, you might be offline. I'm fine. Stream gone? Uh-oh. No, I'm showing there. I'm showing there. No. I'm still showing live. Restream? No. Maybe refresh your browsers. Refresh the browsers. The browsers. Yeah, some serious lag. Yeah. I don't know. Because I'm not showing any frames dropped. I'm showing consistent speed. Usually if I see frames drop, that's when I know something's probably on my end. But yeah. No, I'm still here. I'm still going. I'm still here. Time we got here. Holy man, we got 11 minutes left of the show. Let's try and quick out. Let's try and quick out another email. Yeah, no, I don't have any frames dropped. No, I can see it right on my program here, and my other program showing me the same. YouTube, I'm showing still on YouTube live. Twitch, I'm showing still on Twitch. Yeah, everything's still running. Still running. Still going. We're trucking along. Yeah, sure. Stream cut out. Okay. Just refresh. Refresh. Let's do another email. Headphones. Wait, headphones? Yeah, headphones. email time. Email time. This is another one from Jacob. Hello, Chris. Was wondering if I should paint the dozer blade metal or leave black. I still have to do battle damage and oils on this guy, and was wondering how the turquoise black is looking. Do I need to improve on it anywhere? CNC always welcome. Thanks in advance, and keep up the good work. And so, working on dozer blade. Very cool. Now, Jacob, yeah, was working on his Raven Guard, and I believe he was a lot of turquoise, right? Yeah. No, I don't think the turquoise, it doesn't bother me. I mean, if you want to take that down a bit and uniformly, you could, and just come in with a slight edging, You could. Like, that doesn't really take me out of the model. Although, I think it does kind of come a bit far. And it feels a little uniform. Versus if it was, you know, a little bit more on this plate here. The door was getting a bit, but like on that plate it wasn't. And you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Up here, I mean, it looks fine. I think a little edging. Oh, that door's beat up. Cool. Yeah, I mean, like, you could come in with a bit of black, I suppose, just to take it back a bit, you know. But it's not bad. Once you start throwing the colored areas on, it almost feels like now, yeah, I really do want to see a bit more black in there. But otherwise, no, I mean, like, if you left it, I mean, it's not bad. It's up to you, really. I like that, the weathering, that's really cool. That looks really nice. Actually, you know what, like, with, like, the over turquoise of the armor does not pull me out of the army, pull me out of the model. With the dirty tracks and that contrast like that, everything along the bottom. The turquoise just feels dark. It feels like a dark turquoise, but otherwise, yeah. Johnny's Chop Shop. YouTube was jacked. Moved here. Can you hear me? I can see you. Yeah, I can see you on Twitch there, Johnny. So yeah, so like this kind of this way, I like it. It looks good. One way to camouflage your transfers is to apply. Well, oftentimes I will gloss the model first before applying transfers. Put a gloss varnish down, not a heavy layer, but a gloss varnish down. Put the transfer down, and then gloss it again. And then if I want to matte, then I'll matte it afterwards. But then, yeah, and it just makes the transfer disappear. I'm clicking the wrong damn thing. Yeah, but I like the dusting though. And you know what? The dusting, because that kind of brightens it up, it makes the turquoise feel a little bit darker. And so actually that does work. I think the exhausts could be darker too. I don't think they need to be bright copper like that. I think they could actually be like edged in more metals and maybe with a bit of black in them, you know? But otherwise, thank you, Jacob, for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. Really, you know, really fantastic work. And thank you for sending that in. What time are we at here? 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Oh my God. Aqua. Okay, I'm back. Sorry I had to go. That's okay. Matthew Demi, YouTube stream did die for about a minute. Interesting. Everything reads fine. I'm still on with YouTube. Yeah. Looking at my stream health here. Let me see here. How long ago was that? Well, almost 5-10 minutes ago. You guys talked about that. Okay, so is that about 148? Yeah, she must have cut out at 148. Yeah, for whatever reason. On my end, I show no drop frame zone, but I'm still going like normal now. Going like normal now. So yeah. Anyway, what time are we? Getting lost in looking at these little graphs and stuff, and it's like, ooh, what does this tell me? Ooh, what's this information tell me? Ooh, ooh, very cool. Didn't know. Anyway, Dustin Reeves, Kris, looking to do something a little different. Chrome crons or bone crons. I think chrome crons would be fun if you took an actual chrome paint to the crons. Bone crons would be fun too, and did them up, what's the undead? The Tomb Kings. He did them like Tomb Kings, where they had like the turquoise bits on them and stuff. That'd be very cool. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. Yeah. Matthew, you did just lag really bad again. Well, there's nothing I can do about it, man. Nothing I do. I'm not doing anything. I'm at the whim of the internet. Dark Commission. The larger the scale of model, the more like real art the painting style becomes. Sure, yes, because you have a larger surface to work with, right? So you can get into some more freehands, more blends, details, and things like that. And yeah, and I mean, I see that from like a lot of the big commission painting houses right now, right? Where there's a lot of freehand on a lot of the surfaces because, again, you have larger canvas. I mean, that knee pad, right, is like that big, versus the shoulder pad of a Space Marine, right? Where you don't have a lot of room for that, freehanding and, stuff like that, right? So, yeah. Seriously, Kris, I'm not seeing any issues in the stream here. No, I mean, I have no idea. But anyway, let's do one more email. What time is it? Here's 3 minutes left of the show. We're going to do one more email. Headphones. That didn't do anything. Email time. Email time. Man, that scared the bejesus out of me. Anyway. This is from our good buddy, Vasily Shimko, a.k.a. Basil. Hey, it's your Uber driver. I'm outside. But jokes aside, this is my first not finished but done for now raider. Don't do all the crew, spikes, and stuff because I have to figure out how to transport it. Also, an unfinished squad of Cabalites. How, in your opinion, I should highlight their cloth? It's Inky by Darkness washed with black wash. Should I go for Cabalite Green and then Cyberite or Dark Reaper? And then there's the Incubi with no glaive. Kinda work in progress. I'll try this scheme with guys who have glaives, but at the moment there's my problem. I was going for Pearl Armor, but I think that he ended up being too bright. If you also think so, what do you think I should try to make him darker? So let's have a look at his Raider. Very, very nice. Are you going to do some symbols on that banner? That'd be very cool. Oh, on the sails, too. Oh, the sails got lost on the backdrop. I didn't even realize. The sail gets lost. I think some flashy like design. I think... excuse me. I think like a red design would be cool. Also, or maybe even a dark purple. Dark purple kind of symbols or whatever. Or, I don't know, whatever. I think that'd be kind of cool. The edging on the armor and everything looks really good. That looks like a metallic purple on the hull. Got a lot of reflectivity off that surface. I think it looks really cool. It actually has a bit of an old school vibe to it, which I like. Back in the day when GW used to produce colored metallics, I used to see that a lot. And the purple, that's what that shade of purple looks like to me. It looks like that old amethyst purple, I think it was called. Amethyst? I think that's what it was called. Anyway. Very, very nice. I like the accents, the gold accents and everything on it. I like the splash of white, or this light white, I should say. This cool white. I actually kind of like that. I'd like something on the sail, though, and the banner. But otherwise, yeah. Okay, let's go. Nice and metallic on the exhaust. Very, very cool. The blades. Nice, clean edge highlights. Very nice. Nice and smooth metallics on your surfaces. Like a nice smooth paint job. The metals. Because if the metallics weren't smooth, they would not be as lustrous. So if you had like a really chalky, or like, you know, you over prime the model and you had like too much surface primer there, the metallics actually wouldn't work very well. Whereas if there's a very smooth surface, the metallics work better. So actually, the smoother the surface, the better luster you get from metallics. I like it. I like this whole scheme. I think it's really, really cool. Here's Incubi. And so you wanted to do something for the helmet, but you feel it was too dark. I like the helmet. I like the scheme. I like what you've done. The armor with a pearl. Now, did you just throw like a metallic on it? Are you? Yeah, you're here, eh? Okay, so what's Vasily saying here? You don't have any symbols to paint at the moment. Purple is a mix of Nagarath Night and scale 75 black metal. Cool. And then a gloss varnish. Very cool. Very cool. Now, is there metallics on this white to give it that little pearlescence? Is that what you're doing? Or did you get an iridescent medium and apply it? Because otherwise, it's very cool. I think for the cloaks or for the cloths, I think I would go with Kabbalite green and Cyber green. I think a little bit more green. It's just to play a bit more with that purple. I don't know, but then again, no. I think the greens would be better. I really like this one. I like your highlights on here. It's very cool. And I like that color transition in the blues, like in the whites. I like that. It almost has like a frost kind of feeling. It's very interesting. Very, very cool. Oh, was that it? Okay, so what was the one part there? Hold on. Hold on. It was Incubi Darkness, washed with black wash. For the hide the cloth. Kabbalite green or dark Reaper? I would go with Kabbalite green. Kabbalite green and Cyber green. Then the Incubi. No, I don't know. The Incubi, I liked it. I think when you get to the blade, I think the blade should be a bit darker. Now, it doesn't have to be the same color as the helmet, but it could be like a dark metal, or it could be black with like an edge color highlight. You know what I mean? Like, or black metal with a edge highlighting of brighter color or something. Just because there is so much darkness or so much brightness on the armor. Yeah, the sword should definitely be a different color. And I think that back cloth, right? You did it also a different color? Yeah. But yeah, damn. I think actually a little bit more definition in the slit of the helmet, just to really kind of pick that out, just to kind of bring more focus into that face. Just do a little edging, just a very light edging. In the face mask, but the sword, yeah. Once you get that sword in place and you do the sword in a darker color, I think it'll balance out well. Because you're looking at it right now, and he's missing the rest of the model, right? And so the sword is your opportunity to do more there. And I think for the most part, you have a pretty good balance of color going on there, especially with whatever you do for the base. You should be good. But yeah, so. Thank you, Basil, for setting that in. Awesome stuff. I really like the Raider. I like that purple. Just gives me that old school vibe. And yeah. Okay. Vasily says the Incubi's armor is Othran Gray and then White Alchemy. White Alchemy being from scale 75. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. He said, I was thinking of a winter kind of theme for them, like snow bases maybe. Interesting. Interesting. It might be a bit of a challenge. But I mean, you kind of have like a dark green highlight in the recesses of the armor, right? So I think if you're going to do snow, I think you should stay with cool, lighter colors for like the accents in the snow. I don't know if I'd really go with a pure white though, like just slapping white snow on it. I don't know. It just might feel too... The model might just get lost. And especially if that's how you're going to base your whole army. I don't know. So it's entirely up to you, buddy. It's entirely up to you. But anywho, what time are we at here? Holy man, we're a couple minutes past here. Thank you, Vasily, for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. Hopefully that helps. Again, I'm looking forward to another update. And I'm looking at updates for everybody here. And of course, if you need help on your color scheme, or you just want to ask a question in general, or you just want to show off what you're working on, commission painting service, you want to drum up some extra exposure, send your messages to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Be sure to send if you're sending pictures, send them as attachments to the email. Of course, you can also join me on wavethebrush.com. And that'll give you links to the Discord, to the Instagrams, Twitters, and and the store for Wave the Brush shirts for looking manly, like that, right? Or if you're female, then female. Either way, you'll look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. So yeah, Wave the Brush t-shirts, of course, and the links for the live shows as well on Twitch and Twitter. And of course the Monkey Shrine. Please, anybody who's bought shirts, send your pictures of yourselves in your shirts to me, please, because I want to fill up the Monkey Shrine, and I want to have all your mugs in there. All your mugs. Everybody's mugs in there. So please, send me your mugs. Tasteful, of course. Always tasteful. Nothing... You know what I mean? Like, I don't want a picture of anybody like just in their shirt and no pants or anything like that. Like that was just no, please don't. I think that's it, right? Send it to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Yeah, wavethebrush.com. That sums it all up. I think we learned something today. Hopefully, we learned something. Usually, we head over to Discord after the show. We usually talk a little bit. So if you're attending live and you have Discord, go to wavethebrush.com and you'll see the link for the Discord. It'll be right on the front page right there. And you can join us there. And we're just sitting there talking. Of course, the language might be a little bit more colorful. So, buyer beware. I think I'm done. I'm tired. I need more coffee. The water's not cutting it anymore. I need more coffee. But we learned something right today, and I'm almost caught up on emails. In fact, Dr. Xantos, we didn't get to your email today, but we'll get to it next show. It'll be the first email we do. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. Next week? I'm pretty sure I'll see you next week. Oh wait. No. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I'll see you guys next week.